guys and gals, Harry here from Drake Wing Gaming, a Southern Man Sweat of the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled. So yeah, my partner is trying to sleep behind me, so I'm going to keep my voice down a bit, but let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Okay. But it was a night for reprieve all the same. I do long to hold a conversation in any regard with anyone. Almost anyone. Roon steps back from the glass and gives himself a light dusting off. Well, if you ever are allowed out, you can come and visit me, if you want. Or maybe you could help out, like carry some tools. It's always nice to have more paws around the station. We're a bit understaffed. Only if you wanted to. We could also just talk? That sounds great, Roon. Thank you. Nodding to make sure he understands, he just smiles and takes his leave, throwing a very slight look behind him as he goes as if to check on Merrick. There are no goodbyes shared between the two. It doesn't take long for Merrick to realize that Roon has left and casually bring the wall back down. Seems like we're back to square one with him. Guess I should be thankful he's not assaulting me. But still, I'm just so confused by his actions. If he could pick a lane and choose between hating me or not, it would be better than whatever this is. Well, I guess I'll get back to whatever I was doing. What was that again? Oh, right, my shitty book. From one journey to the next, I suppose. A few marks pass. I've since put my book down. I cannot bear to read anymore. Looking to the wall, it seems I'm still trapped. I really wish they would provide more entertainment. But then again, they did give me my backpack. They did give me back my backpack. And I am in a jail. Kind of? It seems this might be more temporary housing than anything. I wish Doc was here. He'd explain it to me. Noticing my almost empty notebook on the table and some pencils lying around gives me an idea. It's probably worthwhile to start a journal of some sort. Just logging what's happened in the past few days and writing down everyone's names and professions to make sure I don't mess them up. Anyways, writing has always been a decent way to pass time. I only managed a few pages of jumbled thoughts before I hear some talking from the other side of the wall. I casually scoot over to the wall, trying to learn from the last time. Although, truth be told, I have no idea how I look from the other side, so it could be super obvious. Ah. Professor Senna, what? Just checking in on our... They're fine. And writing, I think. Oh, I see. May I? Of course. The wall comes down. I try to act surprised before standing up and facing Tiiran and Marruk. I offer a casual wave to which neither of them respond, although Tiiran doesn't look upset at least. Hello there, Rias. I hope you've been well. I was merely on my way to a meeting and thought I'd check in on you. It turns out I still need a couple days to fix up the learning AI, but it has been promising so far. Your language is truly fascinating. I don't fully understand how it works, but the composition is something else. Anyways, I'm glad to see you are well, and in capable hands no less. Capable? Merrick? I guess. No, I can't be late. I must head off. Merrick, have you seen Dr. Marruk anywhere? That pup is always off running tests, I can never quite catch him. He was here earlier, sir, but not for long. Around the 9th mark. 9th? Wasn't he slated for the whole morning shift? No, sir. He sent, head of maintenance Tiiran here. So Tiiran was here, sir. Really? I'm surprised Marruk managed to find him. Huh. Speaking of Tiiran, though, he has quite a good neural too. I wonder. Wonder? Sir? Oh, yes. I believe Dr. Tiiran may be a good candidate for the learning AI as well. He fits the fairly slim criteria, after all. I was going to just have Marruk download it, but the more the better with this sort of program. Sir, I'm not so sure about that. I believe almost everyone else would be a better fit. Director Tiiran has a history of being, well, difficult. So I can yell, water time. Nonsense. I've read his files. He's just shy. At least the psyche valves are anything to go by. But sir... No excuses, Marruk. I know what you're referring to, and I won't hear it. Huh? Referring to what? I know you still hold a grudge about what happened, but I need more people to help with this. He gestures at me, and we're short-staffed as is. Well, I'll do it then, sir. I'll take his place. What are you talking about? You know, only Tiiran with neurals can... Oh. Yeah, see? I'm a much better candidate than him. I'm sorry for not considering you earlier. Had I known your dedication to this post, I would have signed you up earlier. Well, no worries. I'll sign you up as well. You mean you'll sign me up instead of him? No. But sir, Lieutenant Saros, the more people we have with the AI, the faster it will learn. I'm signing you up for the test as well. You and Director Tiiran. Sir, wait, I misspoke. I mean, I'd rather it just be one of us. I know what you meant. I'm simply overruling your decision. He turns to me. Well, looks like you'll have 3 caretakers now. At least until the AI can run its course and we can disseminate your method of communication more efficiently. Now, I must be off. I'm late as is. With that, he makes a quick heel turn and heads for the door. A stunned Merrick shakes off his stupor and chases after him. Wait, sir! I feel like I've seen this before. I wonder what Tyr meant by 3 caretakers. Does he mean Merrick, Roon, and Doc? I don't think Doc or Merrick had neurals. Although, I only really learned what they are today, so maybe it's not that weird that they have them. Well, I already knew I was stuck with Merrick, but maybe if Doc is around, he won't be such an ass. He seems to behave himself around him. Well, not really. But at least Doc calls him out on it. I guess he's a sucker for authority, and I think Merrick outranks him in some way. Or something like that. It might be nice to get to know all of them in truth. Maybe they'll calm down once Doc proves I'm not some monster carrying a space plague. Soon enough. Soon enough. It doesn't take long for a dejected Merrick to come back. I try not to pay attention to him. I don't want to upset him more than he already is, if he is upset. He's being suspiciously quiet about it. I sneak a glance at him and he's just sitting there, head in his paws. Shit. Now I feel bad. It's not my place to do anything, though. He'll be fine. I'm sure any help I would offer would just upset him more. Turning just a bit more towards him turns out to be a mistake, as I'm quickly met with a piercing blue eye. I don't have time to pretend I wasn't looking as he jumps up, clearing the distance between himself and the wall in a matter of seconds. He rears up as if to lay into me, standing as tall as he can, arm raised, before just letting out a big sigh and turning away. What was that? I instinctively mutter. Are you alright? Before I can stop myself. Wait, no! Don't talk to him! His father's excuse me go again! He slowly looks at me and I prepare for the worst, but he ends up just looking away down the hall. I know I'm not his preferred assignment, but I can't really change that. He stops himself, pondering his next words while staring at his shoes. I'm gonna go. Get some chow. Don't go anywhere. He just walks out. I try to watch him leave, but I can barely see down the hallway as is. He at least left the wall down so I can see. Well, it's not much, it's just a hallway. It's the first time I've been alone like this, though. That I know of, at least. I wonder how much longer I'll be here. Alone. Oh, 1 second, y'all. It is water time. Not sure how much of that I can take. I think it's past lunch now, with no sign of Doc. I'm not super hungry, although I feel I should be. I've barely eaten anything more than grains the past few days, and I'm sure that it's going to bite me in the ass. Really hope he figures out what else I can eat. If not just for my health, at least so I can have some variety. Nothing else to do, I just lay down and try to get some rest. 7 spheres dance around an orange star. The waves of gravity cast from their stellar shores flow around me, lulling me deeper into blissful nothingness, the calm of a still void. The sounds of the titans around me echo through my skin, unheard yet tremendous. And then, I feel eternity staring into the back of my skull, and dare to face it. Looking up, as much as up could be ascertained in a void, brings me face to face with a single point in a sea of darkness, an impossibility that I must stare down and take as an absolute, the loss of stars. How is it so lonely, so insular, and yet so grand? I reach out to meet my peer, stretching out as far as I can, what feels like light years, and I wake up. Was that a dream? Right. I dozed off after... Right. Sitting up too fast, I'm met with a head rush, but it passes. Fuck. I really need to be eating more, and not just more oatmeal. Something substantial. I shake off my malaise and turn to the wall, which, surprisingly, is still in its window form. Merrick is back from wherever he went. I hope for both of our sakes, mostly mine, that he's cooled down. Even in my barely roused state, I can tell that he's seen me. His ears perk up just a bit, and his eyes flick to me, but for but just a second. Sorry, I literally just woke up. My mate is making coffee. Well, he is supposed to be good at his job after all, and I haven't escaped yet, so I guess I can attest to it. Standing up and stretching, I walk over to the mirror and splash some water on my face. Despite everything, I've looked worse. I think I'm gonna need to find a way to stay up through the whole day at some point. These naps are killing me. Maybe it's just the bed and the lingering sense of dread, but these have been some restless naps. And that dream. I've had some lucid dreams back home, but that? I felt strange. Never mind. They're never welcome. Most of the time I end up just waking up in a panic. At least it's never turned into a sleep paralysis or anything. I just chalked that one up to my anxiety playing a fool with me. I pour myself a glass of water and sit at my desk, picking up where I left off with my little journal. I feel like I don't have a lot to write, but at the same time I feel like I can already write a thesis about what I've been through. Not that anyone would read it, but hey, I think by default I'm the most knowledgeable human there is when it comes to Tiiran. Finally, something solid for my resume. I rack my mind to remember every little detail so far from what's been said to me and around me. It's a bit hard to recall through the haze of fear and worry that's been plaguing me, but I do my best. I manage to zone out once I get into it, and I get a few good pages done until I realize there's someone looming over me. I jump back as I realize Merrick has been leaning against the glass watching me for some time now. We lock eyes and he seems more confused than annoyed. Can I help you? He says nothing, instead just looking at my notebook. I know he can't read any of it, even still it's strange. What interest could he have in me now all of a sudden? Maybe I missed something while I was out. Finally, he breaks the silence. So, you're really an alien, huh? Is he joking? Surely he hasn't waited all this time to take in that piece of information. Fortunately for me, he either realizes his own fault in the question or notices my blatant confusion and elaborates. I mean, I don't know, I expected more. More like a bunch of creepy eyes or like big spines or something. But you're just normal. Almost. You nap, you write, you don't even walk or eat differently, really. It feels wrong. I am normal. Damn it, this is getting annoying. I just nod along, curious where he will go with this if he wishes to continue. Like, you know, water time. It's just throwing me off. Seeing Doc basically go head over heels for you, when to me you're basically just a delinquent kid with a fur problem. I'm told to guard you with my life. Knowledge of you getting out is punishable with immediate termination of my position. I'm told to the discovery of a lifetime. But I can't but think you're just normal. I guess I haven't really thought about myself like that. I was never one to have an inflated ego or anything, and being the center of attention like this is certainly new for me, and frankly unwelcome. Damn it. Just tell me. Are you the discovery of a lifetime? Or are you just some poor kid caught up in whatever the fuck this is? Because from out here, looking in, you just look scared and clueless. Oh, so much for this guy picking a lane. I haven't the slightest where we stand. But, I mean, I guess he really couldn't have hit the nail on the head more with that description. I have no idea how I got here. What the powers that be want from me, anything really. With a somewhat affirming shrug and some nods, I hope I get my message across. He just stands there for a while, eyeing me up. I can't tell if any of this is grounds for me to be worried or not, or if I should even be telling him any of this. But I can't think of much better right now, especially since it's been made so clear to me and him that we are stuck together for now. Seems about right. And he just turns around and sits back on his bench. Was that it? I'm more confused than before. Hey, wait, what do you mean? What are you even asking? And the wall comes crashing down. Sitting dejected, I just stare at the wall, knowing where he is, hoping that I can somehow pierce the veil. Good man. I, of course, cannot, so I try to dig inwards and process what the hell just happened. Was he trying to connect with me? Or was that all for his own benefit? What benefit would that even be if I'm the one in the cage? I really hope this language, AI, whatever it is, thing works. I've got some questions of my own that I'd like to ask. After a few more marks of writing, I can't think of anything else I really have to record. I've caught up on the important stuff. I've rewritten it twice now. Learning AIs exist, whatever that means. Monitors are basically weird big phones. These dogs are called Karain. Definitely not going to win any awards for my notes in the margins. But for now, it's enough to get my ideas sorted out. Translating their names into written language is harder than I thought it'd be, though. There's no way to tell if I've misspelled something. I just end up writing most of them phonetically. Good enough for now. Maybe I can parse something from their written language later. Putting down my book and looking around, I guess it's probably almost dinner time. I decided to make a risky play and stand up staring at the wall, knocking on it a few times for good measure. It doesn't take long before I'm staring up at Merrick. What do you want, Kit? Ah, as pleasant as ever, I see. I guess we both learned nothing. Giving him my best intimidating stare, unsure of how effective it will be, I mime eating a bowl, hoping he follows along. Seems like someone's impatient. Food's not for another Mark. He checks his monitor. Well, maybe less. I'll message Doc. He's probably just begging to come over anyways. With that, the wall comes back and I'm left waiting. Fortunately for me, he wasn't lying, and not but a few minutes later, I hear the door open on the other side. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribing, that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!